what evil lurks in the hearts of men.
Turn your dial to find the frequency of the past.
Captain Midnight.
Where the classic stories of mysteries, sci-fi, thrillers, and suspense are found waiting to be heard once again.
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
You'll find a variety of those stories here, in their original form, where each episode takes you to another place or time.
The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage.
But only when you find the mystery frequency. Available everywhere.
The Shadow knows.
This podcast contains adult content suitable for mature audiences only. A full list of our trigger warnings will be found down in our show notes. Listener discretion is advised.
When the fears have taken their toll, when the demons have got up control, when the shadows just won't leave you alone, I'll be there. When your rainbows have turned into black, when the sun has turned its back, when all of your power let itself dry, I'll be
Welcome, my dear, dear traveler, to the Morbid Forest. Why, hello there, traveler. Oh, you poor thing. You've made yourself all blotchy. Come. Tell Ranger Harper what's the matter. That inconsiderate phantom. Well, don't you fret. I've got your spiritual back. Always remember, hoes before bros.
I seriously don't understand what she ever saw in him.
Ugh, no, I know. I fucking wish we had put our foot down sooner. What a fucking piece of stale donkey cheese.
Donkey cheese, huh? I pegged him more of a moldy troglodyte who was too stupid to evolve like the rest of his buddies.
I don't even think he's evolved enough to be a troglodyte. He's a mutated amoeba.
An amoeba with a moldy cheese stick. Fucking can't trust them. Claire and I share a laugh as we pull into our driveway. We were two peas in a trio pod, and our third was going through it. I wasn't the violent type. I believed all creatures should live and was an avid spider saver. However, this man, he deserved castration. Do you really think she'll be okay tonight? I call across the roof of the car as I close my door before we head inside.
Fuck no. That's why we are grabbing what we can and heading back to her place for...
A loud squishing noise cuts off Claire's plan.
Oh, what the fuck? Just fucking bought these. Gross.
Claire squeals as she rubs her Dr. Martens against the grass, attempting to smear whatever she stepped in off. Rounding my car, I take in the smell before the eviscerated mess at Claire's feet. Apple cider pewter assaults my nose, watering my eyes, forcing me to take a step back. A streak of pink slime mars our pristine driveway in Claire's boots. Jesus, Hades, and Abaddon! What the hell did you step in?
Ugh, no clue. But it's stuck to the bottom of my boot like glue. Ugh. Can you grab the hose for me?
I jog over to the side of the house, unraveling the cracked green water hose we bought off Craigslist when we first moved in. I'm not sure why we bought it. It just felt like something you should have when you rent a house. Good thing we did, because it gets to fly its first mission tonight. My hand moves to twist the nozzle, but I rear my hand back before I make contact. Clusters of pink eggs sit on the rim of the water spout. Thankfully, these don't smell like their counterparts.
Come on, Val, what's taking so long?
Hang on a sec. There's more of whatever you stepped in on the hose handle. I cringe as I stick my car key through one of the circular openings on the nozzle and twist. A few of the rose-shaped masses jostle free, bursting on the tip of my sneaks. I scream, flinging the foul-smelling shit off just as water spurts from the hose. Take that, whatever you are! I spray the orbs off the handle, then hurry over to help Claire wash off her boots.
Ugh. Disgusting. You said there were some on the side of the house, too?
Yeah, on the garden hose. Not sure what this shit is, but we should call an exterminator. I don't want whatever that shit is multiplying.
Agreed. You Google some companies while I pack up our shit so we can stay the night at Sid's place.
While I'm all for dividing and conquering, I might need a shower first. Whatever those egg things are, they smell foul. I need to scrub my nostrils first. Mornings are for runs. Or at least it's what I tell myself each morning while cursing myself out mid-jog. Earbuds in, I wave to our neighbor across the street, Mr. Hayes, and step off the porch. My world tilts as my foot slides from under me, sending my arms flailing. I pinwheel, my arms pumping backwards like I'm swimming for my life. It doesn't work. I crash hard on the steps, my underarm clashing with the wooden railing. That's going to bruise.
You all right? A bit of a nasty tumble.
Mr. Hayes calls from his front porch. Through squinted eyes, I wave off his concern. I'm fine. I right myself, dusting my leggings off. Mr. Hayes is already hobbling in my direction, not deterred by my nonchalance. I swivel to the front porch, searching for the cause of my fall. A smattering of pink goo trails along the second step, the tread of my shoe dispersing the matter like an exploded tube of paint. What the hell? My eyes trace the mess to the side of the porch. I gasp, my vision filling with rows and rows of pink eggs. They cluster in various hive patterns along the side of the porch. Some even venture to the wall of the house and on the gutter pipe. Leaning in, I see larvae swimming in their soft-shelled homes, flipping my stomach.
You got some of the buggers too?
Oh! I scream, my heels spinning me around, finding Mr. Hayes peering down at the eggs with me.
Nasty buggers, I tell you. Found a whole heap of those pink eggs along my house all last week. Even found a few dripping out of my bathroom faucet. But I flushed those bastards straight back to the hell they came from.
Why didn't you just call an exterminator?
I don't need no fancy raid man charging me 10 times what the work is worth. My advice, just scrape them off and go buy some repellent at the store.
I chew my lip, weighing Mr. Hayes' words. The old man was sweet, but netter than a fruit basket. However, Mr. Hayes knows everyone and everything in this neighborhood. He's the neighbor watch and the neighbor grandpa wrapped up in an angry package. If anyone will get to the bottom of this disgusting invasion, it'll be him. Has anyone else in the neighborhood complained about these weird eggs? As if hearing the revulsion in my words, the eggs pulse, forcing me to take a step back. The larvae inside swirl like agitated rings, and for a moment, I'm worried they're about to burst.
Sure have. The Dawsons and the Smiths all have sightings. I haven't seen Ben or Barb in a couple of days. Cars are still parked in the drive, but you know how they're always jet-setting from place to place. Been shoveling what I could off their drive for, about a week now.
I hum at his words, my mind made up. There was no way I was letting these little fuckers into my house.
Hi, are you Valerie Whitmore?
A lanky man stands on my front porch in faded brown overalls. A baseball cap rests on greasy black curls with an embroidered logo of a bug caught in the crosshairs of a gun sight. Yeah, hi. Are you here for our little infestation issue? The exterminator laughs, his yellowing teeth glinting in the afternoon sun. I step out onto the small stone porch, closing the door behind me.
Yep. Alright, mind telling me a little bit about your bug problem and I'll get you guys sorted out. Your roommate said on the phone you guys found eggs a few nights ago?
Correct. I'm not really familiar with insect eggs, but my roommate stepped in some when we got home the other night. And I found some stuck to our garden hose nozzle as well. They were weird, like the color of cotton candy, but smelled like rotten apples.
Yikes. They don't sound like something I'm too acquainted with. But a blast of pyrethrins will surely fix it.
Good. I didn't find any in the house, but I want to make sure we kill them now.
I hear you, loud and clear. I'll do a perimeter spray consisting of ground, windows, and doorways. Do you have a basement as well?
Yeah, it's around back. I actually gotta run, but the basement is open. My roommate Claire should be home in about 20 minutes, though, to settle everything with you.
Perfect. Rest assured, we'll nip this little problem in the bud.
I sag with relief and smile at the technician. Great, thanks again. I jog toward my car, waving at the pest controller. Better luck next time, buggos. Honey, I'm home. I throw my bag and jacket on the entry table, kicking my shoes off as I make my way down the hallway.
In here.
Damn, you guys started without me?
Yep. Now you have to play catch up. We already poured you a glass.
Sydney smiles at me, the aforementioned wine glass jetting out in my direction. My heart squeezes with warmth at her joyful face.
All right, ladies. Let the burning of the douchebag shit commence.
Shall we make a toast? Claire bites her lip, her mind going into overdrive to come up with a snide toast.
To endings. May all doorways remain locked, sealed, and dragon guarded so slime balls can't reach us.
Here. Our glasses clink and the room breaks out in laughter. I down my glass, thrusting my hand toward Claire to fill me up again. She takes it from me while she explains the merits of voodoo dolls to Sydney.
We only need a little of his hair.
Voodoo isn't real, see. You just want to stab him.
Girl, and you don't?
I shake my head, crossing the living room to close the blinds for the night. The neighborhood is quiet, which is a little odd. There is never a day our street isn't infested with screaming children, couples going on strolls with their dogs. Even Mr. Hayes is absent from his porch seat. I tug on the cord, twisting the plastic slates inward when I pause. My eyes narrow on the vehicle parked across the street. Hey, Claire?
Sup?
Is the pest guy still here?
What? No. Actually, I never saw him. Just figured you dealt with him.
His truck is still parked across the street.
Seriously?
Claire and Sydney move to my side, and we peer out of the window together.
Do you think the infestation is that bad?
Sydney chews her lip, worry waving her perfect brow.
No, Sid. The sicko is probably hiding in our house somewhere. He's probably sniffing our panties in the closet. Hey, asshole! Get the fuck out here right now!
Claire.
Pink hues of shocked embarrassment bloom up Sydney's neck and face.
What if he's hurt?
I don't know. I'm kinda with Claire on this one. You didn't see him. He was on the creepy side.
You guys are so judgy. The poor guy's most likely hurt. Come on, we need to look for him.
Yeah, we do. So I can put my foot up his ass.
Claire doesn't argue more. She leaves Sid and I sputtering as she marches past us to the back door. Before clambering down the steps toward the basement door, Claire snatches Thunderclap, our aluminum security contingency. Is that really necessary?
If the crime fits, then fuck yes it is.
My lips grind together as I suppress a laugh. I have no clue where she comes up with half the things she says. Cool air ruffles my clothes, my hands moving automatically to protect my middle. The neighborhood buzzes with white noise, the lack of sound flipping my stomach. Sour milk coats the back of my throat as the three of us make our way into the basement. Claire wrenches the old door open, its hinges squealing as she steps into the dusty space.
Oh, pervert, come out and play.
Claire's voice rattles down the stairs and is greeted with silence. Rolling my eyes, I flick on the light switch, descending the stairs behind Claire.
Oh, Jesus. Something died out here?
I glance back, finding Sydney's face covered to the bridge of her nose with her shirt.
Someone is about to die, all right.
Will you just knock it off? I bet you're just being overly paranoid. My words slough off my lips, my chest ramming into Claire. The scent hits me before the scene in front of us. A cavity-inducing aroma wrapped in iron bombards my nose. The appendage wrinkles in revulsion, my eyes watering from the foul stench. But it isn't what sends bile racing to the surface. Thousands of gelatinous pink eggs throb and quake on every available surface. And in the center of the horde, strapped to the wall like a fly on paper, is our exterminator. Muffled cries for help have us stepping back as one, not willing to get a millimeter closer. The young exterminator's eyes plead with us, but there is simply nothing we can do but watch as the eggs consume him. Clusters of parasitic baubles cling to his legs, torso, arms, and even hair. A mask of eggs covers his lips, blood seeping from the corners. A few of the eggs vibrate, the larvae inside wagging like puppy tails as their soft shells absorb bits of the man's flesh. Skin and blood float, and a few of the eggs snapping reality back into place. Thunderclap performs half its namesake as Claire drops it to the basement floor from shock. As one, the eggs calm. The larvae inside freezing in place, as if suddenly turned off. However, that would have been too easy. Like a receding tide, in unison, the clustered eggs inhale, targeting their next victims. Honing in on our location, they surge forward, a mass of bubbling bodies all vying for a piece of us.
Run!
Sydney snatches the back of my shirt, hauling me up the steps with Claire in tow. Panicked adrenaline chugs my legs to their top speed. My running habit kicking in, we burst through the door, Claire shoving it closed. For a moment, we stare at the door, my mind racing to convince me this isn't real. However, it's all too real. A rose-tinted wave crests the landing, colliding with the old wooden door with a sickening crack. The glass window holds, but a splinter jets down the face of the door. Hundreds of eggs press against the door, their larva centers running their tails as one attempting to penetrate the barrier. Do you think it'll hold?
How the fuck should I know? What the fuck are they?
Tears brim my eyes as answers fail me. A loud smack has us all screaming and turning back to the door. Unwilling to leave a meal behind, the larva whipped the exterminator against the door. Blood oozes from his scalp, calling a cluster of eggs to move in its direction, freeing a corner of his mouth. Muffled screaming leak through the door as the eggs congregate to the wound. A few stragglers stop at his eyes, lining his lids like demonic styes. His body vibrates, a muted wail whistling past his lips as they suckle on their new trove. Pustules engulf the glass, their thin flesh pressing into the barrier along with the exterminator. The pressure's so intense, his nose splinters like a twig. Pink discharge seeps from the crack in the frame, tacky tendrils reaching for a source of nourishment.
Come on, Val, we have to go!
Claire is tugging at my shirt, her face ashen with fear.
Where are we even going?
Sydney's hand is laced in Claire's shaking one. For a moment, we stare at the monstrosity before I turn to them. Mr. Hayes, he always knows what's happening. Maybe he can help us. If anything, we need to check on him. He said some of these eggs got into his house. My hand encompasses Claire's wrist, and I yank her and Sydney toward Mr. Hayes' house. We barely round the corner to the front yard when the glass of the basement door shatters. I don't look back. All my focus is making it across the street. Our feet pound against the old man's steps, our breathing harsh and filled with anxious terror. I forgo knocking and shoulder the door open. Silence is our only greeting. Hello? Mr. Hayes?
Shh. They'll hear us.
How can eggs even hear us?
I don't know. How is any of this even happening right now? Val, this is a terrible idea. We need to get the fuck out of Dodge.
I agree, but after we get to Mr. Hayes. I don't wait for her to reply, my feet carrying me deeper into the home. The home is adorable, with walls of tchotchkes, old photos, and vintage furniture. The air lines my tongue with mothballs, and something metallic I can't place. Mr. Hayes? We move through the living room and into the hallway. Halfway down the hall, light bleeds from under a closed door. I beeline for it, knocking softly in case he hasn't heard us. Mr. Hayes? Mr. Hayes, it's Valerie from across the street. I came to make sure you're all right. No one answers, but the scent of metal camphor is stronger here.
Okay, we came. He's not here. We need to leave.
I have to look. We need to be sure.
No, we need to be alive. Let's go!
I ignore Claire, twisting back to the door. I'm coming in, Mr. Hayes! With the click, the door opens, revealing a small bathroom with too many occupants. I scream and immediately regret it. Mr. Hayes sits on the closed lid of the toilet. A multitude of eggs cover every available surface of his fragile frame. His cheeks are hollowed in from the drain of his life force. Unlike the exterminator, Mr. Hayes no longer has eyes or motor function. Globs of glutinous roe shimmy in and out of open orifices in search of nourishment. Blind eyes turn at my scream, exploding the congealed sacs in our direction.
What the fuck are you waiting for? Move!
Claire's hand encompasses mine, yanking me from my death. The massive eggs slam into the awaiting wall, shaking the foundation of the home. We scream, but don't look back. We pour from the house, the cool night air slapping my slick forehead. I finally notice the cause of the emptiness on our block. The skin of each house on our idyllic cul-de-sac appears to breathe with life. Invasive hordes of these pink eggs trudge up water pipes and slither down chimneys. They climb through open windows, while others smash themselves through the cracks of front doors. Where the fuck did these things come from?
I don't know, but we need to get out of here.
Oh my god, Rick.
Are you fucking kidding me, Sid? You're worried about your worm of an ex at a time like this?
No, you guys are right. Fuck him. But I just thought of the best way to get back at him.
On cue, the horde from Mr. Hayes' house burst from his front door. Its headless body hinges from side to side, like a blind serpent assessing where its meal has gone. You little sneaky bitch! Think the Pontiac can outrun that thing?
As long as I'm driving, it can. You get old ugly to follow us, I'll get the car.
We beam at each other like we used to when we were kids pulling pranks on our teachers. Sydney snatches our hands, her eyes welling with tears.
I love you guys. I don't know what I'd do without you.
We love you too. Besides, what are girlfriends for anyway if not to help you get back at your ex?
Exactly. Now, let's go pay Rick the Dickless a visit.
Claire pulls us in, and we laugh, heading toward our car. The terror of reality can wait for a moment. If we die in the morning, I'll be happy knowing I helped my friend get over a bad situation. Claire jingles her keys, sliding into the driver's seat, Sid falling into the back. I open my door, turning to see the egg monster slowly making its way down Mr. Hayes' driveway. My voice carries over the street, the hungry monster perking up at my call. Hey, ugly! Hope you left room for dessert!
This has been a Morbid Forest production. And on this week's episode, you've heard Hoes Before Bros, written by Naomi Richards, featuring the voice talent of Cathy Tran as Val, Naomi Richards as Clare, Abbey Konzen as Sydney, Shawn Moreau as the Pest Controller, and Ron Hyatt as Mr. Hayes. Our theme music this season is The Shadows by Nandi Bushhill. Music and sound effects provided by Epidemic Sound. Story editing and audio production by Naomi Richards. Don't forget to check out Mystery Frequency. You found the frequency of the past, home of old time and retro radio, where lost or forgotten stories are waiting to be heard once again. You can follow the link in our show notes to check out Mystery Frequency. Follow us on X, or Twitter if you're old school, Instagram, Threads, and Discord to stay up to date on all the happenings within the forest. Interested in more morsels of the forest? Then join our Patreon. As a faithful traveler, you'll receive exclusive access to early episode releases, bonus content, and deals on merch for only $3 a month. That's patreon.com/themorbidforest. And we'll see you next week, travelers, on The Morbid Forest.